Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video today. So if you're watching this video, you have probably watched other crochet or knitting podcasts or chatty videos. I contemplated on calling this a podcast, but for several reasons, for right now, decided not to. The first is this is probably going to be a little bit of an irregular type of video where I don't have a set schedule of every week or every other week of doing this kind of video. But I really wanted to create some type of content that would be really fun and cozy as a way for me to work on my own crochet project, and then you can work on your crochet project while I chat and talk about all things cozy and crochet and yarn. I really enjoy watching these kind of videos, especially when I am crocheting. I just feel like I'm crocheting and hanging out with my other yarn friends, and I really love it. So again, I don't know how often these type of videos will be, and maybe it'll turn into some kind of podcast someday, but I kind of plan for these videos to just be super casual and just a time to hang out and talk about all things cozy because I love it, and just something a little bit different from regular tutorials. And you can see a little bit of behind the scenes of my design process. I am a crochet designer, and I will have the link to my website that has a whole bunch of free patterns down below in the description box. So I really hope you enjoyed this type of video. If you have any other ideas of videos that you would like to see from me, please let me know in the comments. I really ultimately want to create videos that you guys enjoy seeing. So I thought we would just get right into it and talk about projects and things that I'm working on currently. We'll just start with the one I'm working on right now. It is this beautiful blanket. I know it's kind of hard to show it all inside the video frame, but this texture, you guys, this is called the cobblestone stitch. I do have a video tutorial on how to do this stitch down below. I will have it linked. And I'm using for this blanket We Crochet Swish DK in the colorway Nutmeg Heather. And funny story about this yarn. So this is my own design, and as I was planning out designs for the fall, maybe I do need to do a video someday on my design process, but I was planning designs for the fall in June, so quite a bit in advance, and I had written down for this blanket design to use Swish, but in the worsted weight version. And it was several weeks in between that initial planning out that I was going to use this yarn for this project by the time I actually ordered the yarn, and I had accidentally ordered the Swish DK instead of the Swish worsted. And I honestly didn't notice because I didn't even start working on this until like mid-August, and honestly, there's so many things that go through my brain even within a day. If you didn't know, I am a full-time college student, so things just kind of go in and out of my brain very quickly. So I didn't even realize that this was the DK, and I didn't notice until I had started working on the blanket, and I started thinking, man, this yarn, like, I feel like this isn't right. So I went back to my notes to see what yarn I had originally written down for this project, and I saw that I had Swish worsted instead of Swish DK. And for a moment I thought that, oh, I need to just reorder the yarn, but I realized, you know, I really, really love the drape of the DK, and I also didn't want to have to reorder and start over. And I'm really, really happy actually that I accidentally ordered the wrong weight, because I think that this is perfect. Again, it has a nice drape and it's still really, really warm. So that was a little happy accident that I experienced recently, and I'm really, really excited for this design. I am planning on writing the pattern with several different blanket sizes. I don't know how many I will have yet, but that will be included in the pattern. So I am excited about that. And I wanted to show you another pattern that I just recently released, and that is the cobblestone pumpkin. And again, this uses the exact same stitch as this, you guys. I'm obsessed with this stitch. Since discovering it a couple years ago, I just love it so much. So this pumpkin pattern has 3 different sizes. All the sizes are free on my blog, and there is a full video tutorial on my channel. I will have that linked below for you. This is just such a great pattern for fall. Obviously, I love decorating with pumpkins. I love crocheting pumpkins, and I think especially the smaller 2 sizes are great for using up scraps of yarn too. So I did want to let you know about this pattern that I recently finished. And then a fun little project that I am currently working on for myself is a pair of socks that I'm knitting. I'm doing them cuff down. This yarn is Lion Brand, and I know it is a DK weight. I don't remember the exact name of the yarn. I do know it is in their LB collection, but again, I don't remember the exact yarn. But I will link it below. But how pretty are those colors together? I did want to do originally just both socks in this brown, this light taupe color, but I knew I would not have enough, so I added the white at the top as well as going down into the leg a little bit. We'll see if I have enough yarn. I would like to do the rest of the sock in the brown, so then you just have this white accent on the top, but we'll see. I'll have to weigh to see how much of the brown yarn I have left once I get down to the toe. But this is just a really fun me project. I've been working really hard lately on designs and crocheting designs, so I was just really in the mood for something mindless and something that would be super useful for this fall. So I am so excited to wear these, and I'm just in the sock making mood right now. I have several more yarns that I want to make socks out of. The one that I am most excited about, which I will hopefully be receiving probably within the next 6 weeks or so, is if you follow Sorella Yarn on Instagram, then you probably know that she recently did a Taylor Swift yarn collection, which Taylor Swift is my girl. I am a total Swiftie. I listen to her music every single day while I'm working. So, of course, I had to order some yarn from the collection. It was my first time ordering from Sorella Yarn, and I am so excited. I will definitely show you when the yarn comes, because I feel like it is definitely neat, and I definitely need to make a pair of socks out of them. As soon as I saw the colorway that I ordered, I instantly had a picture of these really pretty textured, maybe ribbed socks in my head. So I'm really excited to get that yarn and make those socks. So as far as back to the cobblestone blanket, as far as this project, I am almost done with this. although I do need to order more yarn. That is on my list of things to do this week because I will run out. That seems to be a common thing with me. I always tend to underestimate how much yarn I will need for projects. So I will need to order more yarn, but I'm still I probably have maybe about 8 or 10 more inches to go with this. So I am almost done with this project. And then the only other project I have is those socks that I just showed you. And I do have a couple other projects that I know this is so annoying when designers say they can't talk about it or they can't show you. But I do have some designs that I can't talk anything about, but I do want to hopefully get started on those, or at least order the yarn in the next couple weeks and get started on those, because those do have a really hard deadline. So hopefully I can get the yarn for that by the time I finish the blanket and the socks, because I really don't like having a lot of projects going on at the same time. I know that probably sounds crazy because I think most crocheters and knitters have quite a few projects that they work on, but really 2 is a good number for me. Just having maybe one that's, I guess both of these are pretty mindless, but it's really nice to have a mindless project and then one maybe a little bit more intricate, or in this case, a huge project that I can't really take anywhere. And then my socks are great for taking places, or if I just need something really light and easy to work on. So that's all that I have going right now. But if I don't get the yarn for those designs by the time I finish the blanket or socks, I am going to start on another sweater using this beautiful, so pretty pink yarn. Again, this is We Crochet Andean Treasure. This is a sport weight. This is the Cherry Blossom Heather. It is my first time using this yarn, and I am completely obsessed with this. It is so soft, and I've never crocheted a pink sweater before. So I'm really excited to see how it turns out. And normally with sweaters, I do stick with neutrals. I mean, mainly with anything I make, I stick with neutrals. So I'm really proud of myself for pushing myself out of my comfort zone a little bit with this color. Even though I feel like it still is some within my palette, because I do really, really love this pink. So yes, once I finish this up and the socks, I'm going to start on this sweater. It is a design. This design, the sweater that I used this yarn for, it was actually supposed to be released last winter, but I ran out of yarn. Surprise, surprise. And when I ordered more yarn, it was a different dye lot, and it just did not go at all. And it was sort of at the point, it was already March, and it just being kind of a more oversized sweater, it just didn't really, I felt like it just didn't fit for the season. So I decided to scrap that project and just completely start over with a brand new yarn. Although the pattern is all written up. So I'm hoping that getting that pattern ready and released will be a lot easier, because again, the pattern is all written up. I do think I will have to make several adjustments to it, but it shouldn't be that bad. So that is pretty much all I have in way of projects and upcoming projects planned. Of course, I have so many things in my head. I need to order some more yarn for some projects, but yeah, that's kind of what I have been working on recently. So I do want these videos to for me to be able to talk about my projects like I did, but also to just have a chat about cozy things and basically whatever else I want to talk about and ramble on about. So I thought today, it is September, and so fall, for crocheters or knitters, fall is upon us. And so I thought it'd be fun to talk about some of my cozy fall essentials, things that I like to have and use that really just get me in my cozy feels and that just make it feel like fall. So to start, one is quite obvious, but it is to have a really cozy crochet or knitted project or any type of project in general, whether that be sewing, baking, whatever your craft is. So for me right now, my project is a blanket. I don't know what is more cozy than a blanket, but also garments are such a great project for fall and winter because they are bigger projects, but then you can also wear them during that season too. So that is my first cozy essential. And of course, I mean, I always have crochet projects going on, but it's during this time that I really like to bring out all of the cozy projects. And my second one essential is candles. I'm a total candle lover. There's honestly nothing that brings me more joy than lighting a candle either on a rainy day or a really cold day or at night when I'm getting into bed and listening to a podcast or watching a show and crocheting. There's just something so warmth from this small little flame, and I love a dark room and then with one or two candles lit. It's so cozy, guys. I love it so much. Especially, I mean, I burn candles all year long, but especially fall and winter. There's nothing better than a lit candle that smells so good, and that smells like fall too. Now, my third one is having a fall playlist. Now, I will say I did create a fall playlist for this year in particular, and I will link that playlist down below. And there are some that kind of have fall verbiage in them, but just any song that makes me feel cozy and calm and relaxed. I am generally more of a chill music type of person. Like, I'm not, with the exception of Taylor Swift, I'm not a big like pop music listener. I really like indie folk and just kind of that calm and vibey music. So that's pretty much what the playlist is, and I have personally been listening to it on repeat since creating it. It is such a good playlist year round, but especially in fall. Now, my fourth fall essential is cabin socks. Now, if you don't know what cabin socks are, they're essentially a thicker sock, and they're long, so they're great to like put on over jeans or leggings. Basically like the socks that I'm knitting now, I feel like those could probably be considered a cabin sock. Okay, side note, when you have a blanket this big and this many rows, it is a process turning to start the next row. But anyways, yeah, you can make your own socks, either knitting or crocheted. I'm not a fan, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of crocheted socks. If I'm gonna make socks, I want them to be knitted, but I don't have anything against crochet socks if someone wants to make them. But I do, as much as I love knitting socks, I do love a good pair of store-bought cabin socks. I feel like that is just something a knitter slash crocheter does not say, but there's so many cute pairs out there, especially like fuzzy socks. Those are so cozy. And I wear, like, my fall uniform, you could say, is leggings with an oversized sweater, and then I will pair it with some socks that I can put over my leggings, and it just makes me feel so cozy and warm inside. Okay, and also, how many times am I going to say cozy during this video? And I really do feel like cabin socks make my outfit feel more put together, even if it's just leggings. Like, I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it really does put together the outfit and makes it look more complete and make it look more fall and wintry. Now, my next essential is a go-to warm drink, or if you do prefer a cold drink. I used to not like hot beverages. I would drink them, but not a lot at a time, and I would rarely do it. But then there was something about last winter, I just got really into fall drinks, and I started to drink coffee hot, and I started to drink a little bit more tea and hot chocolate. So I think it's really important to make sure you always have a cozy, warm drink on hand. So whether that's your favorite coffee or your favorite tea, for me, or apple cider, warm apple cider, that is good. But my personal favorite go-to is chai tea. I do like chai from like the bags of tea, but my favorite is you can buy chai concentrate at the store, and then you can heat that up with milk. It's like a chai latte. It is so good. It has just the right balance of sweet and the spicy and the cream from the milk. So good. I always like to have that on hand, just so then whenever I need a cozy drink, especially at night, because I don't really like having coffee at night. So that's something else that I really, really like to have and enjoy during the fall months. My last fall essential it was kind of a last minute addition to the list, and it is old movies. Now, I've kind of am right now in a phase of loving old movies. I grew up watching a lot of the old TV shows and quite a few old movies too. And within the past couple weeks, I've watched a lot more older movies. One of the ones that I really enjoyed was Roman Holiday I watched, and there was just something about it that made me feel so warm and cozy inside, and it was just so quintessential, and I loved it, and so I knew I immediately had to add it to the list. I just think old movies are the perfect thing to watch on a cold fall night with your cabin socks on, with your go-to drink, with your project, your knit or crochet project. Like, that is just the perfect scene, especially if you have a fireplace or candles lit. Like, how perfect would that be? Old movies are my last addition to the list, or movies that have this quintessential nostalgic old vintage vibes to it. Like, what comes to mind for me is murder mysteries, which I also think murder mystery movies are a great thing to have on the fall essential list. So those are my cozy fall essentials. I hope you found some inspiration from my list, and that of things you can do to really get you all cozy and ready for fall. And again, I really hope you enjoyed this video, this more chatty video. Again, I normally do crochet tutorials and things, but I really wanted to create something besides tutorials just as a way for you to get to know me better, and hopefully then I can get to know you better and you can see a little bit behind the scenes of projects that I'm working on or about to start or finished. So again, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss these videos again. And I also have a lot of free crochet patterns on my blog. And if you want to stay up to date more on the day-to-day basis of behind the scenes or every time I post new videos, I am active on Instagram, and that is at stitchberryblog.com, or on Instagram it's stitchberryblog. So I will have that linked below. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and that you can get some cozy crocheting in or knitting. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day.